Hello, thank you for joining me for today's video. My name is Tracy Held. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Melbourne in Australia, and this is one of our Pansy Petals Sweet of the Month videos. This is the card that we're going to be making. I have added a few extra dies to this, and this card has a little surprise when you open it up. It's got that insert. Let's go through the supplies that we're going to be using. We've got the Pansy Patch Photopolymer stamp. We're also using, and I've got them all in a bunch here, the Pansy dies. I'm using dies from the Coloring Contour die set. So that's the largest one. And this is the third die. So whether you're counting from that being the biggest or the smallest, it's the third one. We're also using the Pansy DSP. I'm going to be using these two, and that one we're using the front side and the reverse side. Now the cool thing about this DSP is that the dies actually match. Those pansy dies will cut out the pansies, and the two leaf dies will cut out the leaves. They do fit if you turn them the right way. So from these sheets of DSP, you can get a lot of pansies and leaves cut out. Let's get started. These are the measurements that you're going to need for this card. I usually like to do my stamping first, and there's not a lot of stamping on this one. All that I'm stamping is that sentiment in my polished petal ink. I really like that sentiment. It's a really sweet birthday sentiment. Pretty versatile sentiment. It's a little pick-me-up, or you want to say thank you for something. Now, what I'm going to do with my die cut is bring in my trimmer, and I'm lining it up so that 1, 2, 3, 4, the fifth hump there, so that little notch between the fifth and the sixth hump is lined up on my cutting track, and I'm just going to score that. And I'm going to fold my card base in half, and I'm going to fold it back on the smaller score. Now we're going to stick the stripe piece of DSP onto the flap, and this is the exact same measurement as your flap. So that should sit exactly. And my floral piece of the DSP is going to go along the side on the inside of the card. Going to take my large scalloped rectangle and fold it in half along that score line. I'm going to put glue on half of the back. And we're going to line that fold up with the fold of the card. Just eyeball it that you get it roughly centered, top and bottom. And then we'll put some glue on the other half and fold the card closed. Reinforce that crease. Now we've got double paper in there, and it's going to open to give us our little surprise in the center. I'm going to pop some dimensionals onto the back of my smaller scallop rectangle. Because these sides are quite long, I do like to give a little bit extra support on the side. And this is going to sit and hold that flap down. So I haven't actually glued it down, but this is going to hold it. And then I can bring in all my cut out pansies and leaves, and we can decorate this. You can just see where you want them to go. You're going to have those two poking out from underneath the rectangle. And I'm going to have one on the top over here. And we'll have one of our big pansies in the corner. Right, we don't want it too far over the edge, otherwise it's not going to fit in the envelope. And I'll put one of the little ones over here, and again a couple of leaves behind it. And I'm going to decorate the inside of my card as well. So again, I'm going to put some of my leaves just have them sitting like that, and then we'll arrange the pansies on top of them. There we go. There are our two cards, and we've got that little surprise inside when you open them. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and hopefully you'll join us again next month for the next Sweet of the Month. Until then, happy crafting.